Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Mixing a Prog Album Live, where we are working on AfterWinter's second album, Boundless. Today is episode 23, and we are continuing our work on track 6, Sunrise. I am still just a little bit sick, so not 100% sure if this will be a normal length episode or if it'll be kind of like we did yesterday's where it was a little shorter. That will depend entirely on my ears, I suppose. But we are still going to get as much work done as we can possible before we close out today. Hey, I want to say a quick thank you to all the new subscribers. We're still having a pretty steady flow of new subscribers coming into the channel. Thank you very much for that. I and everybody in AfterWinter really appreciates the support. We hope that you're really enjoying these live streams and the regular stuff that we have posted on the channel. Plenty more coming. That is for sure. A whole new album's worth of stuff coming, and hopefully some other exciting stuff that we can get on this channel soon that will make your subscription worth it. If you are one of those new subscribers watching this, thank you a whole bunch. And if you're not subscribed and you're watching this, please consider doing so. We would really appreciate it. Okay, let's get rid of the big dumb face. There we go. Little dumb face is always bigger than the big dumb face, eh? All right, so when we left off, we were nearing the end, I think, of Volume Detail, and we had determined to do this song more like section by section rather than instrument group by instrument group. Seems like we had gotten through pianos and strings, though, where everything was sounding pretty good. Yes, right at the end of the episode, we started messing around with the balance and the ending with this lead kind of dropping out a little bit. Now, these leads might be problematic. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Yesterday, it was kind of hurting my ears when they played, and I'm not sure if it's just because my ears were tired. I'm still recovering from this weird cold that I managed to get in the middle of July, or if the leads are just, there's something about them that's painful to the ear. So that's going to be kind of the first order of business for me, I think. I want to listen to these and make sure that it wasn't just my ears being tired yesterday. Yeah, it's on the line, I think. When it started, I was like, no, okay, that's fine. But then the longer it went, the more I was like, something, I don't know, something in the higher register there is not hitting me right. Now, let's determine where this high register might be. Is it high mids or is it in the highs? Which we can determine a lot easier by listening to this stuff with the mid-range bandpass on. Is it still annoying with the mid-range bandpass on? Because if so, it's probably a high mid problem. Getting better. Yes, I think it is in the upper. So we're right on the line between high mids and highs for sure. But it is still annoying in the mid-range bandpass. So it's definitely something under like 4,800. Getting closer. We're closing in on it. Now I'm wondering if maybe the leads are too loud in the mid-range bandpass overall. Excuse me. Okay. Next step, I think, is volume automation on these leads. I feel like I'm really close. I'm right on the edge, and there's several things about these leads that need to change volume-wise. During the first section of keyboard, the guitar solo is playing some extra stuff that's way too loud. It's jumping out to the front of the mix, and it's meant to be, basically what I'm doing while Sam takes the spotlight with the keyboard solo. So it's still way in the front of the mix, and it shouldn't be. Excuse me. Again, apologies for all the coughing. So basically right there, we need to create a node where the guitar needs to start getting out of the way, and pretty quickly. Like maybe even over this. Now, we don't want to hear the volume drop, so we got to be careful about that. And we need to make sure that it comes back. Like basically over the course of this stretch here. At least in the mid-range bandpass, that sounds right. Okay, I think I do want to extend the time it takes it to get down. Back up just a hair. Okay, I loud here. I think the beginning of this guitar solo is a little too loud. But then it becomes okay at that volume later on. Happy up to that point. The keyboard note now needs to get out of the way of the guitar solo. Kind of hear how that ends again. Okay, yeah, so Sam also kind of goes blah, blah, blah right there. So let's take, well, before that, let's take the keyboard pretty far down there. Heard that. I know the mid-range bandpass is still on, by the way. I want to focus on that area just for a moment. Yeah, it's all about striking the balance right there. It's really close. Same thing there. The guitars need to get out of the way a little bit. I think the overall volume of the guitars is okay throughout that, though. And honestly, the guitars are almost okay where they are. Whoops, we've just created a peak 1 frequency envelope on that. We don't want to do that. We want volume. There we go. The guitars are almost okay there. So I don't think we're going to need to drop them too far. Hey, everybody. I see some viewers now. Okay, and we're just going to grab all of these middle nodes here and drop them down and out just a little bit. Couple of things. I don't know why I left the little scratchy things right there on the guitar track and the editing. I do think that this little run here is a little too loud, just because the guitar and the keyboard suddenly start playing together. Let's drop them both by 2. Excuse me. I don't know why this is annoying me too. It doesn't matter, but and then we want to drop the keyboard there too. And then I think we're going to want them to get out of the way again. So the vocals start basically right after we hit that final note. Oh no, Majenica's vocals start right on the note. So yeah, again, we're definitely going to want to make sure that these solo notes get out of the way. Get out of the way of the vocals. Yeah, and I'd like them to decay at about the same rate. Doesn't need to be perfectly the same. But let's try. Excuse me. See if 6 decibels is too rapid of a drop off. It's hard to tell for sure until the vocals are there, but I think that's a good starting point. Let's take back a listen to this whole solo section now. Oh, Guy, you were in a meeting. Yeah, no worries, man. No at all. Not at all. Glad you're here. Okay, and then the leads do, or at least the lead guitar does need to return up to 4 for the end solo. Okay, so at least in the mid-range bandpass, that sounds good. Let's jump back up to full quality and check that there too. So keeping in mind that the focus of this here right at the beginning of this episode was that these leads were kind of like grating on the ears. And I wanted to make sure that that wasn't because I've been sick recently and I'm still trying to recover. And I think there was some truth in that the leads were a little bit grating. But I think we've fixed it now, at least in the mid-range bandpass it seems like we have. So let's check it in full quality. Getting there. Did think the beginning guitar was a little bit too quiet. Guy says listening and watching Moon Age Daydream after. Nice. Nice. I had to figure out that song for a drum student. It's probably been about a year ago now. I hadn't ever dipped too much into David Bowie stuff. It was neat. Okay. It still feels like there's an annoying frequency in the high end of both of these. I wonder if it's something in the high end. Because we've certainly taken care of anything that might have been annoying within the mid-range bandpass. I'm wondering if we've cut a little too much here at 282. need to let them have a little bit more body, but maybe we need a little bit less high end overall. So keep checking here. Okay, yeah, I think that did most of the trick. There is one more thing I want to look for in the keyboards, but I think the guitars are right where we want them. Okay, we have done quite a hefty amount to those keyboards. With all this high end dropped, I'm surprised there's still something in there that's picking at me. Weird. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and check the guitar solo at the very end of the song. Okay. I think I'm good with that. Okay, so starting in on vocals then. So this song is split fairly evenly between Majennica and I. So she gets a verse and chorus, I get a verse and chorus, and then we share a chorus at the end, and then there's the little key change chorus, which again we're both singing for. So let's check her first verse here. There we are. Okay. Okay. I'm also noticing just a general kind of high-end thing that's messing with my ears. I think that might just be part of the sickness, because I hadn't thought that at any other point in this process that the high end was kind of like grating. So that's something I'm just going to need to be aware of as we work today, and we're just simply going to have to check it later when I'm not sick. I'm definitely in the end stages of it at the moment, which is nice. I think I want to take her double down a little bit more just overall. Well, maybe not in the chorus. I think I want to take it down in the verse a little bit more. I think the harmonies are a little out of balance. I want to hear what the harmonies are actually doing here.
Sunrise arrives this day. It chases the night away. Shadows will not remain. The sunrise will heal our pain.
Okay, so I think maybe BG2 is a little louder than all the rest of them.
Sunrise arrives this day. It chases the night away. These shadows will not remain. The sunrise will heal our pain.
That's a neat harmony. There's a lot of three-part harmony on this album. I tend not to do that a huge amount just because it can get to be a lot going on when there's also all the heavy guitars and the orchestra and the piano and everything, but this album seemed to call for it more.
Sunrise
trying to target another high-end thing that I'm hearing in Majenica's vocals there.
The night is long, but soon we'll breathe the morning air. Sunrise, arise this day. It chases the night away. Shadows will not remain. Sunrise, arise this day. It chases the night away. But soon we'll breathe the morning air.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that on for the whole thing. What peak was that? Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. That is peak 4. Lead vocals master, channel EQ. We want peak 4 gain. Or we could have even done peak 4 on and off, honestly, but... And we want to do that, leave that where it is, and other than that, it needs to be... Needs to be at 0. And just make sure that we're getting that, we're not stabbing anybody in the ear during that chorus, because that is I bet that's the highest part she sings on the whole album. I think it was the last thing she recorded for the album, too, was that particular chorus right there.
Night is long, but soon we'll breathe the morning air. Sunrise, arise this day. It chases the night away. Shadows will not remain. The sunrise will heal our pain. Morning air. Sunrise, arise this day. It chases the night away. Shadows will not remain. The sunrise will heal our pain.
Nice. I like how this is coming out. We're really, really close. I'm going to try turning up that lower harmony just a hair.
Air. Sunrise, arise this day. It chases the night away. Shadows will not remain. The sunrise will heal
liking that. I think there's a couple of sections in that verse where my voice could come down just a little.
Down. I'm looking for something to light these steps. These situations keep coming. Just let me catch my breath.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like certain words don't pop out. Let's turn it down on a whole, just a little, not much, maybe a decibel, and even that might be pushing it, and just see if any words totally disappear.
Down. I'm looking for something to light these steps. These situations keep coming. Just let me catch my breath.
Yeah, see this "let me catch my breath" seems a little quiet now. Let's put that back up where it was.
Down. I'm looking for something to light these steps. These situations keep coming. Just let me catch my breath. Down. I find there's less than half left in my cup. I'm on the ground, but I'm trying to get back up. Until the darkness passes, we have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
Okay, I think those vocals ought to be turned down too. Did we turn down Majenica's vocals overall? Sort of. I think I just balanced the lead vocals badly earlier.
Until the darkness passes, we have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
Yeah, not too bad. I think I do want to take the background vocals down just a hair. I'd like to hear the high note on the word shadows a little better, which is in the lead vocal. Yeah, it's right here. It's weird because James says it too.
Until the darkness passes, we have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
Yeah, that's really close. I think. What are the strings levels in these choruses? Yeah, let's take the low strings down just a little bit. Kind of overall. And the high strings, at least during choruses, I feel like ought to be a little bit quieter, which means we're going to need to be careful about what nodes we're interacting with. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That also means there's kind of a missing node there. We're going to go down 1.5 decibels for each chorus. And we're going to put this back up where it was there.
Back up until the darkness passes. We have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
That might have been a little too much.
Until the darkness passes, we have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
Darkness deepens anywhere we turn our eyes.
Like these steps, these situations keep coming. Just let me catch my breath. Doubt, I find there's less
To find we can lose ourselves in despair.
Just kind of comparing the volume of her verse and my verse. Feel like maybe my chorus is louder than hers.
rise this day. It chases the night away. These shadows.
Or maybe even that her chorus is a little too quiet. Yeah. Let's roll with that logic for a second. Let's turn at least 0.5 decibel. The lead vocals and the background vocals. There we go. And then we would need to grab BG1 and 2 and go up 0.5 decibel with those as well.
Morning air.
Sunrise, arise this day. It chases the night away. These shadows will not remain. The sunrise will heal our pain.
Yeah. Okay. Hearing it like that, I do think I want to turn down where she says our pain a little bit because it's a lot higher than everything else, so I think it kind of naturally jumps out. We can even kind of physically see it when she starts saying the word heal get louder and louder. So over the course of the word heal, let's turn it down so that it's down for our pain and therefore theoretically in balance. Yeah, so the vocals in my chorus are definitely still louder. So let's fix that. Let's try taking me down a decibel there. Okay, and this means we're going to need a volume envelope there. We've already got a volume envelope there. Let's take the background vocals down a decibel. I think James can stay where he is. I'm not hearing him super well anyway, so there's no reason to turn him down. Might need to take a closer look at that. Oh, you know what? Let's do it this way. 17.5 right there. Maybe.
Easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
Yeah, that felt more appropriate.
No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows. Who get inside your head. The sunrise will lift us up instead.
Ah. I hate it when colds mess with your ears. It's not good when you're in this line of work. I just swallowed and my right ear popped and now everything sounds weird. Darn it. Okay, well, we're getting near the end. Again, I think, excuse me, I'm fairly confident that with our infrastructure that I'm not making decisions that are too weird. We're still doing good work here, whether or not that work may need to be gone back and checked over later when my ears are a little bit more reliable. Okay, so that brings us then to our final chorus, which is, of course, the trickiest. Well, I guess we have chorus 3 and chorus 4. Chorus 4 is a little bit more normal. But chorus 3 is kind of a counterpoint vocal where Majenica's singing her chorus and I'm singing my chorus. We've panned Majenica's vocals out to the left and right so that her chorus is kind of on the outside, and then my chorus is more centered. But we want to maintain a careful balance so that you could choose to pay attention to one or the other and still clearly hear it. But also you can just kind of sit back and intake the whole thing without it being, excuse me, too much. At least generally speaking. I think for the average listener, this is just by nature too much. But I find this sort of thing really neat.
Until the darkness passes, we have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will rise again. The horizon breaks into view.
Okay, I think that's really close as is, if I'm being honest. That felt really good. Other than the fact that my right ear is definitely not hearing things the same way as my left ear. Ugh. Oh, that's annoying. I didn't hear Majenica's voice as well as I wanted to on the final line, but most of the counterpoint area was fine, I think. I really love when the vocals match up on the word shadows. That was neat. But when the vocals kind of come back together for that final line, it felt like too much me and not enough Majennica. There was a harmony I was hearing a little too loud too, and I'm wondering if it's my lead vocal.
The sunrise will rise again.
Yeah, definitely my lead vocal is the thing that I was hearing too loud there. So me too loud, her not loud enough on that final line. Let's go for 1.5 decibels. We may even want to take her back to center because she's still panned out at this point.
The sunrise will rise again. The horizon breaks into view.
Okay, really close. I think that might have been it, but I want to hear it in the context of the whole chorus again.
Until the darkness passes, we have to forge ahead. No easy way to do this, but easy to be misled by shadows who get inside your head. The sunrise will rise again. The horizon breaks into view, illuminating truth. We're going to be okay. It's the dawn of a brand new day.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe all the vocals across all of this is a little too loud. I think I want to change the balance of chorus 4 after the key change. I want to hear a little bit more Majennica. But I think everything in this final chorus needs to come down a little bit. I liked how kind of relaxed everything felt in those first 2 choruses after we changed that. So this is definitely going to be a delicate operation of grabbing the right nodes. So yeah, we need that one, but not that one. We don't need that. Okay, we're going to need both of those, but also the upper nodes of both of these. Definitely going to need the upper nodes of both of these. BG2 doesn't even have nodes. Need to grab all of this. I feel like I've done this accidentally done this the complicated way. Come on, Logic, where's the nodes? There they are. Ah, and we still didn't get the 2 separate nodes. My gosh. Now we should be zoomed in definitely close enough to get these. That's weird. That just unselected everything, didn't it? Okay, here's what we're gonna do there. We're gonna delete these. You wouldn't think just turning down a couple of vocals would be a complicated thing, right? I guess that's what we get for having the big old Def Leppard-y billion vocals in a song. In a strange way, I've asked for this. That one, yes. All of those. We're going to need to turn BG2 and James down manually, but everything else we should have a hold of. We're going to try turning everything down 1 decibel. Okay. Looks as though it's worked. that felt right. Good, because I didn't want to grab all those nodes again. Oh. Give me 18.5. There we go. Okay, one last thing that I want to check on before we call this first draft. Still not hearing James super well. James has got a doubled background vocal that just says the word shadows in chorus 2 and chorus 3. And again, it's support. You know, he's doing the Wendy's effect, if you will. He's just beefing up that section. It's not like his voice needs to be really clearly heard. But I would like to hear it a little better than we are at the moment.
But easy to be misled by shadows.
So if we mute it, because if it's adding to the vibe, then it's doing the right thing, you know, whether or not we're clearly hearing it. But is there a difference if we mute it?
But easy to be misled by shadows. But easy to be misled by shadows.
Weird. Okay, I do think we're still going to turn him up just a little bit. But when I know what I'm listening for, I'm absolutely hearing it. What did I do? Did I mess up something in OBS just there when I kicked that? It's weird. OBS just started acting weird when I kicked that stand. Okay. I don't know if that's where it was, but okay. Yeah, let's bring him up another decibel. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if anybody would recognize that's a different voice there, but I can hear it. If I mute him, you definitely hear. Again, keep in mind he's only singing the word shadows, and he's singing it down low. It is definitely something missing if they're out. So here's muted.
But easy to be misled by shadows.
Yeah, and then if we bring him back in.
Misled by shadows.
It's not a huge thing. It's definitely a vibe thing more than it is anything else. But that's exactly what it's there for. Excellent. Okay, well, I think we'll call this at least a first draft mix on this one. So obviously we'll need to master it. Now I should bring up that I did change some stuff about the mastering since we've looked at a mastering template last. I've changed a couple of things. Listened to some stuff in the car right before I got sick and determined we were hearing a lot of digital distortion and a lot of extra high end. And recently I had been reminded that all of the streaming services strive to make everything across their entire platform the same loudness. So no matter what LUFS you master to, Spotify and Apple Music and all of those things will change that, making it quieter usually or louder if it's older, so that everything across the platform is the same volume. And most of them have a pretty low overall threshold. Somebody said the one that the Spotify is, but I can't remember. It might have been -9 LUFS. And I've been mixing to -7, which is on the verge of brick walling the mix, basically. So we are going to change our mastering process, and I've done this for the previous 5, so that we're only mastering to -9 LUFS instead of 7. And I also moved the instance of soothe to before the limiter instead of after, which the limiter or the soothe was part of what was adding digital distortion. It was forcing everything above industry standard -0.1 loudness. So a couple of things. Also, I noticed too that the streaming software, it's probably my computer actually, just hates the mastering process. It just seems like it can't handle all of the things that are going on, especially the limiter. If I've got that limiter screen up, the stream screws up consistently every time. So I may actually stop mastering on stream unless anybody has any anything against that. I may stop mastering on stream just so that it's not messing up our flow and making everything weird. And yeah, it's just an easier thing. Now, you guys know what it is. You've seen me do it for several of the songs. I don't think we need to keep doing that. So keeping that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at song number 7. I don't want to get dug down into it too deep today, but we can at least take a look at what we're after on this one. As I mentioned in the last stream, song number 7 is kind of an interesting odd man out on the album that I think people won't be expecting. I don't think it's too far out of what you would expect from AfterWinter. It's not too far outside of it, but I think it will still kind of surprise people. And at least for me, definitely one of the most emotional songs, one of the most connected to the loss of a loved one of the entire album. So let me jump over to that one real fast. Okay, we should be back now, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. So what we're looking at now is the session for track 7, which is called Find Me. Let's go ahead and save as into a mix project. Okay, that should be done now. And we can start setting this up to take a listen to it. Get rid of the click track. Need to take a look at what's going on stream-wise. Oh yeah, this needs turned down. Looks like everything is good with the stream mic. Okay, so I need to figure out what to send to you guys. You guys need the drums, the bass, the clean guitars, the distortion rhythm guitars, and then everything else is stereo master, right? Everything else, yes, this all needs... Ooh, I'm cutting in and out all of a sudden. Weird. Huh. I'm not sure what would be doing that. I hope that that's getting fixed here. A little. Okay. Yeah, let me know if that doesn't stop, for sure. I think the stream quality is just acting weird at the moment. Okay, I think we've got it all. All right. So we should be able to listen to this. Yes. This one is all Majennica on the lead vocal. I'm still in there in the background vocal, but as far as lead vocal, Majennica is the focal point of this whole song. This is definitely our ballad, if you will, of the entire album. And when we went ballad on this one, we decided to go hardcore with it. So this is very much kind of like an 80s, like a hair metal piano ballad almost. Excuse me. But heavy lyrics, for sure. I was having issues recording the background vocals for this because I kept tearing up. Definitely hits home for me, and I think some of the other members of the band, if not all of us, for sure. But let's go ahead and just take a preliminary listen. Keep in mind, again, this is the tracking mix for this. It's going to be a lot quieter than what we were just hearing Sunrise. This is just how we were hearing it as we were recording the tracks. So kind of a preliminary listen for this one.
shore. You've been here for a while. You watch the water move as dawn crests the lake. Still you're confused. The loss was so unfair. There was no way to prepare. You look to the skies and tears fill your eyes. Feeling all alone, all alone. Here within you, I can never fade. I remain through the memories we made. When you're looking across the lake, feel the sunshine on your face. Though you're torn in two, still I'm here with you. In the quiet thoughts of memory, that's where you'll find me. In the warm
So definitely a lot more of a typical song length for us, almost 7.5 minutes. But yeah, that's our ballad for this one. Starts low and slow, builds a little bit over time, ends big and strong. Still doing it. That's odd. Was the music cutting in and out, or is it just my mic? Weird. Well, hopefully that'll work itself out, or I'll click the right button or something and it'll fix it. Huh. All right. Yes. So that's where we're at the moment. We're getting ready to start song 7. That one that we just heard. Now that was totally unmixed right there. That was our tracking mix that we were listening to. So we have not done anything to that yet. And there's already the music was cutting in and out too. Oh, that's weird. Was anybody else having that issue? Wonder if the connection to the streaming software is just not super good. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so when we come back, we will be working on this. I'm going to route this thing off stream. We'll go ahead and master Sunrise off stream as well. Just because the mastering process just always screws this whole thing up. It messes with the streaming software, makes it cut in and out. Who knows? So when we come back, we will start working here on track 7. That puts us pretty far into the album. We're definitely doing good. We're getting right near the end of it. As per usual, there will not be any streams over the weekend, so we will hopefully be back at some point on Monday. We'll just kind of play it by ear there as far as when we're going to be able to make that happen. This is crunch time for the production and Versailles that I've talked about a couple of times that I'm a part of. They're doing a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Coat. I think I've left some words out of that title, but the performances are next weekend. So starting yesterday, they've got rehearsals on every day of the week and weekend until that's over. So I haven't even hardly been able to think straight, let alone have time to do other stuff. So I'm glad we've still managed to get some streams in here where we can work on this stuff. Still, everything's sounding really good. Pretty happy with how everything's coming out. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and close out for today, and we will be back hopefully Monday, but if not then probably Tuesday, working hard on getting this one up and into shape. Still got lots of good songs on this album, so if you've been enjoying the series so far, look forward to several more episodes of new, interesting stuff. This is definitely stylistically a departure from the previous songs, I would say, this one. So we're going to have some interesting work cut out for us, making sure that the dynamics are maintained, making sure that the piano remains a focal point for most of the song, as well as Majenica's voice blending in where I've sung harmonies and stuff like that. Lots of interesting things that I'm looking forward to digging into on this one. All right. Well, regardless of if you are watching right now, if you were watching before, or if you were watching this in the future when it's not live, I and everyone in AfterWinter appreciate every second of time that you put into this, whether you're just listening to the music on the streaming services or checking out what we've got here on YouTube. We appreciate everybody that's come in here and supported this and hung out in the streams. There will be plenty more where this came from, plenty more music. I was going to say plenty more great music. I don't know if you're allowed to say that about your own stuff, but hey, I like this stuff. I might be biased, but I think everybody in the band really enjoys all of this stuff. So, yes. Thank you guys one more time, and we will catch you in the next stream.